I'm as happy and
No,
straight as your nose look. What happened to the nose? Is it straight?
no, it's not. Still bent.
That's a great camera angle for you.
Is
Oh,
it?
yeah, holy shit.
Maybe it's getting more straight as I age.
Yeah, which or
Who knows? Who
was it bent?
knows?
Was it bent over to the right or the left?
It's more like that way, so it's like pushed to the right.
Oh, maybe Bilal hit you with a few lefts.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I've been hoping for my whole career.
Hey, when do you is there a point when you're done that you're I'm assuming you're just not fucking with it because if they put something in there, someone will just break it again?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a pretty high risk, having fights that my nose is going to get broken. So it hasn't. I don't think it affects me too badly. So yeah, I might maybe when the career's done, I'll fix it. Otherwise, I'll just roll with it. I've rolled with it this far, so
Hey,
keep going.
I jumped into the bottom of the pool and broke my nose in college,
Uh,
drunk and high on ketamine or coke or something. And ever since then, when I sleep on one side, it closes one
oh
side.
yeah, right.
Do you have that also to where you have to sleep on one side so both nostrils can be functioning?
Nah, not really. Nah,
No.
nah. But sometimes when I've got a bit of a cold, it like closes up pretty quick. But nah,
The one that's pushed in.
I don't know. I've never really noticed it too much, like one more than the other. I don't know.
That's crazy. Wasn't it Duplessis or someone who was fighting like most of his career with only one channel open and then he got it
Yep,
fixed?
yep. I have heard that, and then he fixed it, and then went on to become the champ. So it's maybe it's the maybe I should get it done. I don't know. It's hard. It'll probably get broken though pretty quick.
Seema Roland watching from the tub. All right. I can kind of picture that soap naked in the tub, maybe a nipple or two above the soap line. That's me.
Uh,
All right. This is going to be a good one to be watching in the tub.
but
Jack, sometimes when in the past when I've had you on, I'm like, okay, don't ask him about fighting. Just talk to him about some other shit. Everyone just asks him about fighting. But I can't do that this time.
yeah,
Um,
right.
if when you win on November 15th, your whole world is going to change.
Yeah, maybe it's a big fight. Hopefully, it puts me right up there as pound for pound one of the better champions at the moment. So yeah, I'm excited. Challenging match.
Dude, a lot of people think he's the greatest fighter ever. The lineage he comes from Khabib. Um,
Yeah,
it's crazy. And to be honest with you, when I watched your style, your story obviously is incredible. Lost your first two fights, now have won 18 in a row. And I always thought you had this really trippy style, like you came in a time machine, like from 1950, like you were like some old school pugilist.
yeah, yeah. I love watching old school boxing. I love it. I've always been a fan of old school boxing. So yeah, that's awesome. That's a cool, good compliment. I
And
respect the
then
old school.
And then I saw you against Kevin Holland, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm not a fight expert at all, but I'm like, oh shit, this guy's a martial artist. Then I saw you against Gilbert Burns, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Gilbert's feeling something in the ring that's not translating through the TV, like in your presence.
Yeah.
And then you turned into fucking like a Bruce Lee movie and a Manny Pacquiao type footwork against Bilal Muhammad. It was nuts. And
Uh,
I'm like, have you always been like that and just not had to show it? Am I characterizing this correctly, or are you just rising to the occasion, or are you developing like that fight against Muhammad? Sometimes you were in front of him and then on the side of him and then in front of him, and then you would open up into the karate stance and then close back up into that 1950 stance. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm like, something weird. This guy's got all the
that's
moves.
it. Yeah, I've always loved different styles, so I've always tried to emulate different people's styles. So then I've just got a whole bag of tricks. I can pull out any style against any opponent that I think would be most suitable. But I like mixing it up, like yes, throughout my whole career I've loved different fighters, so then I've tried to fight like them. and then I like someone else. So I've just been trying to take bits and pieces from all different martial artists from past times. But
You know
I
what
just I love it. Love
I
the
think it
art.
was I think it was at the end of the fourth round. It was at the end of one of the rounds, and Bilal tried a spinning move on you,
Oh
and then
yeah,
and then you just opened up big on him. I was like, "Oh shit, what is Jack doing?"
yeah. Well,
And it was killer. It looked killer. It would make a great poster.
yeah, I remember that happening. Like threw a spinning back fist, and I think, but just before he threw, I knew there wasn't much time left, so I thought I'd just throw some crazy shit at him just to throw him off a bit, get the crowd pumping a bit as well, just like do something different. And if it
It
pulled off, it would be pretty sick.
it got me really pumped. Um, it got me really pumped. I'm gonna
That's
play this
it.
clip. This is going into the fifth round of that fight, where you win the belt, and you are the welterweight champion of the UFC.
Yes.
Got to be the hardest division. Here we go.
Right, you are not fucking tired, all right? 5 minutes to realize all your fucking dreams. Let's go. Safety first, stay focused, keep pinging the cunt.
Potentially 3-1. Treating Jack Della.
Straight lead, two lead left hand. Oh, damn. Oh, oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, headshot. Muhammad will treat both men. Jack Della with the body now.
Oh!
These guys are gonna do it. What a fight. Jack Della, Maddalena. There's a lot of emotion in the.
You broke his nose. You broke his orbital. Kind of
Yeah.
crazy that he still he let that fight standing.
Yeah, 100%. He's super tough. But I love it. That's what I love about the game, covered in blood, puffing and just going for it. That's what I love about the UFC and mixed martial arts.
Do you still get freaked out? Well, I don't even know if you ever got freaked out, but are fighters freaking out as you walk into the ring? Is your adrenaline just skyrocketing?
Yeah, trying to control it. Definitely, like, not necessarily the walk. By the time I'm walking, I'm not really freaked out. I'm pretty much in the zone, But I mean, the locker room at the back, just trying to control the nerves, staying calm. It is like a lot of yeah, nervous energy, because there's obviously you put so much effort in, and then it's like comes down to it, and you don't want to make a fool out of yourself in front of all those people, But by the time the music hits and you're walking out, I feel like I'm in the zone, and I feel fully prepared. And I'm just trying to take in every second. So the freaking out's normally in the locker room. I'd say that's sort of the part where you're just trying to stay super calm. Adrenaline is pumping, and you're just physically trying to keep down the adrenaline, stay
Is
on
there
top of your emotions.
In all your fights, was there ever do you ever have the thoughts creep in, fuck it, I'm not doing it? Like just moments before the fight where you're like, I'm just freaking out too much. I'm not doing it. I'm going out to like you picture yourself going out to your car and driving away. He's like, fuck you. I ain't answering that question. He hung up on me. He's out. He's
Sorry, I was
back.
got a
Thought
phone
you got
call.
angry with the question. I thought you got angry with the question.
Nah, it's nah, not really. I mean, a little like nah, not really. I love it, I love it. I'm sort of like there is sometimes like you do sort of question myself on why am I doing this? Like I could just be chilling, I could just be chilling and not have all this pressure on me. But then it's only a little thought, and then it goes away pretty quick. When my music hits, I'm sort of like, yeah, this is I know why I do this, and I've got a job to do. So I mean,
And
in answering, yeah, I guess a little bit. I am like, why am I doing this? Sometimes before the fight in the locker room, why am I doing this? But before long, that sort of creeps out, and then it's business time.
and you're familiar with that too. Like when it creeps in, you also know that it's going to creep out. You're like, oh, I've seen you before. I give you 30 seconds. You're
Yeah,
leaving.
yeah. That's a good. Yeah, I know that it's just a natural sort of thought that's going to come, and like, yeah, as you say, I'm sort of like, yeah, I know how to deal with this. Yeah, pretty much. you know it's just part of it, you know, that sort of, if you didn't have that thought, it wouldn't make the victory as enjoyable, you know. I think those sort of emotions, that's what makes the victory so thrilling, and that's why you want to do it again.
Because you're overcoming your own
Mental.
anxiousness and fears and challenges, and so that's
Yeah.
as good as the victory. You're saying that there's always an inner victory that comes with the
Yeah.
outer performance.
Yeah, for sure. Feeling those feeling those emotions, then getting through it. Yeah, that's where the thrill of victory, I feel, comes from, is the inner battle.
Speaking of motivation, when I had you on early many years ago, you lost your first 2 fights, and are you still with Ben Vickers?
Yep. So that was Ben Vickers saying, "Keep pinging the cunt."
Oh, that's
Yeah, still with
awesome.
him. Yeah, been with Ben
That
Vickers since I was about 15, so still going strong.
that's amazing. Um, and so he tells you, or you guys get together and you're like, "Well, we lost our first 2, let's win the next 10."
Yeah. No,
And you
18.
and you win the next 10. And do you guys regroup after that? When do you decide? Like, I hear a lot of people, a lot of fighters will be like, their goal is just to make it to the UFC. And for you, it's like you made it to the UFC and then you won those 10 in a row. Did any part of you want to take your foot off the gas, or do you have to rework your motivations? Like, do you have to get out a piece of paper and be like, okay, why am I doing this?
Yeah, we got through that. We pretty much said the next goal was 20-2, you know, like the goal was 10-2, and then straight after that we were like, what's next? But I felt like, yeah, it only made sense that we just said, let's get to 20-2, and we all both sort of agreed when setting that goal that if we do hit that goal, then that should bring a world championship, you know, because of 25. At that point, it was 10-2. I was in the UFC, so we just set 20-2, and if you win 10, and if you win another 10 fights, you'll be a world champion. So we're sort of we're on the way to conquering that goal.
Did that seem realistic to you? When did you, do you remember the first time you had a thought to be world champion?
I mean, it was a dream when I was young, you know, something I looked up to with, I guess, yeah, when got into MMA, it was always, of course, something that you dreamed of, but also in the back of my head, I thought it was probably impossible, you know. But it was something I thought I could see myself doing it, but then also there was thoughts in my head like, that is impossible. No one from Perth, Western Australia, will become a UFC champion, especially not me. But just sort of kept working at it, and then the more work I put in, the more it felt like it actually could become possible. But then also along the journey, there was still that thought in the back of my head that it is impossible. But even now, it feels like it's surreal to even think that I am the world champion. But it's just keep moving forward. You know, you can't get stuck too much on that sort of thing. Big fights ahead.
Do you surprise yourself? I mean, obviously, I was listening to an interview your wife Michelle was doing, saying she's never known a human being with your discipline and your commitment. So obviously you have the habits, but when you go in the ring, is it like, do you feel like you just keep rising to the occasion?
Yeah,
Like
I
almost
feel
like you
like
don't know how good you are. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm not gonna know how good I am until you put good guys in front of me.
yeah. Well, I've always had the thought like anybody can win on any given night. You know, you put two people in there. Obviously, some people have a lot higher chances of winning, but anybody can win. Somebody could, like, your opponent could be not having the best day. You're on top of the world, so like you're probably going to win. So I've always just I just need the opportunity to get in there with the best guys, and then I've got as good as a chance as anyone to win. So if that answers the question, I feel like anybody can win on any given day. So I just stay disciplined, stay doing the hard work, so I can up those chances of winning when it's fight night.
Is the guy who fought Kevin Holland and then you fought Burns and then you fought Bilal Muhammad for the championship? Is the guy who fought is the Jack Della Maddalena who fought Kevin Holland as good as the one that fought Bilal Muhammad?
Yeah, I definitely think I feel like I live like day to day. I'm trying to get like 1% better every day. So every day I try and get better. So definitely, so I'm a lot better. I'm a lot better fighter than I was back then, 100%. I've gone
Even just
through a lot.
yeah, it looks like it. Even 3 fights, it looks like, and I can't tell if you're getting that much better or it's just that these opponents are drawing that out of you.
No, I feel I really try and live day by day, getting better every day, working on new stuff, sharpening skills that I've got now, and then just adding more to my bag of tricks, and weapons. And so I definitely feel like I've gotten better. Definitely, I've learned a lot more, a lot more techniques I've have in my pocket since Kevin Holland fight, and even just fighting those guys, I've seen different opponents. So yeah, I've experienced more. I'm a much better fighter.
Was the footwork always there? I don't remember seeing the amazing footwork that I saw with Bilal, sort of that Manny Pacquiao or like that Ukrainian fighter. I'm forgetting his name.
Lomachenko.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, Jack's like in front of him and then on the side of him, punch him once in the face, then move in the side and punch him again in the side.
Yeah, well, after the Gilbert Burns fight, I broke my arm. So pretty much from that fight, I had almost like a good 10 months where I couldn't really use the arm. So I was pretty much just that full 10 months was basically just doing footwork, pretty much. A lot of footwork, just hours of shadow boxing, speed ladder drills, all sorts of stuff that just involved the feet, which I feel like did I think it paid off, all that work. I definitely feel like in that Bilal fight, you could see there was a lot. I had done a lot of hours, working the footwork.
And the head movement was crazy too. Going under punches and shit.
Yeah, 100%. Those two things, literally those two. When I broke my arm, those two things were the main. Kicking, footwork, and head movement was like the main thing I did after the Gilbert Burns fight. Multiple hours every day for 10 months straight, basically.
The commentators were saying that Burns was faster than you, and it did look like he was faster than you, but he wasn't able to take advantage of it at all. When you're in there, do you see that and you're like, oh, okay? And by faster, I don't mean necessarily his reaction time to your punches. I just mean in him getting off his punches. Do you see that when you go in there, or is that just is that not true?
I try and be. I always feel like, there's a saying. I don't know what it's like. Slow is smooth. Slow is smooth. Smooth is
fast.
Fast.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes the people that are really fast, they're actually more erratic. There's less smoothness, and sometimes it doesn't always correlate to actual effective striking. So a lot of people say I'm pretty slow, but I like to just think it's more because I'm smooth, and I don't like to. I'm not going to do anything too erratic, and put myself in a bad situation. So a lot of the times, I feel like the opponent does look faster than me, but I like to think I'm always the smoother fighter.
Well, your reaction time when punches are coming at you was faster than him and was faster than Bilal. One of the crazy things in the Bilal fight, he would punch you, and as the punch is hitting you, you would just punch him back. And I like 3 or 4 times you did that in succession, and I could see him thinking like, oh, like he doesn't even have time to admire his work, even for a split second.
Yeah.
Like he punched you, and then you cracked him back. I'm assuming that's trained. I'm assuming that's like a drill.
Yep, for sure. Catch and jab, bang. Catch, bang. Catch and jab. That's something I've done. Me and my brother used to do for a lot. Yeah, that is something I think is important. Don't let him get too comfortable hitting you.
And then he's put on notice, hey, fuck, every time I hit this dude, I'm getting drilled.
Yeah. So then that's in the back of his head. Yeah.
Do you know what people are feeling in there when they get in there with you? Are you hitting them just like, even though it might not look like the fastest puncher, you're hitting them exceptionally hard? It looks like people don't want to. It looks like people don't want to engage you, especially in the early rounds. Like they're just like, oh shit! Like after they get hit once. Do you know what they're feeling? Do you present big in the ring?
I think I've got hard shots. I've got accurate hard shots. So I reckon they feel it, and then they know what they're in for, and they know I'm going to come forward. I'm not going to shy away from the fight. I will meet them in the middle and try and exchange. So I think they feel hard, accurate strikes.
And you're putting pressure on them.
Yeah, that's it. Trying to for sure. Trying to get their heart rate up, put pressure on, make people uncomfortable. That's always been my game plan. Make people uncomfortable and get the damage.
What did you do when your arm was broken, or even when it's not broken? What's your go-to for building 5-round, cardiovascular capacity? Do you have go-to, workouts?
I mean, I do quite a lot of work on the Echo bike, but then I think I reckon the hard sparring rounds. We do like Shark Tank rounds, which are pretty hard, where you do like 5 rounds, have two or three opponents every round. So you're not getting any time to breathe and pretty uncomfortable. You can't win them. You're always losing those sort of Shark Tank rounds. But I think that builds just mental fortitude and cardio to keep pushing. But yeah, I do a lot of work on the Echo bike, and then like intervals with like Echo bike and shadow boxing. I do quite a lot of that.
What about sprinting or rope jumping or running? Not so
Yeah,
much of that?
yeah, I mix it up. A bit of rope jumping, sprinting. I do probably once every week or 2 weeks. I'll do like sprints just at the park, on the grass. Like
Because
I do have
your
do
five
quite.
round your 5-round capacity is crazy.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever gone 5 rounds. I always thought I had the ability to do it, but first time I done it, I felt good for like a hard fight. I felt like I still had some in the tank. But yeah, I think
And
a
you
lot of it comes down to yeah, as I was saying, like smooth movement, not too erratic, staying on top of the breathing. Yeah, I try not to do too many crazy erratic moves. I try and stay on top of my movement.
yeah, you got a second wind at the end of the 5th round.
Yeah, yeah. I knew it was getting close. Always try and put you always get that last, like when you're finishing a workout or doing something, you always get that last little bit. I don't know if that means I've kept too much in the tank, but I guess if you've got at that point, I feel like if I had some in the tank, so I just wanted to empty it. No point in hanging on to that energy.
One of your training partners is Alexander Volkanovski. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have worked with him a little bit in the past before the last couple of fights. He's helped me out quite a lot. He's got a great team. So I've spent a bit of time at their gym in Windang in New South Wales. And he's
And
obviously one of the best, one of the best Australian MMA fighters ever. So just to pick his brain, learn from him, and he's got a real good mind for the sport. So I always try and spend a bit of time with him when I can.
a crazy engine.
Yeah, that's for sure. He works tirelessly. Like he's a hard worker, and just definitely I've seen him work in the gym, and it's motivating to just see where someone like him is sitting at physically, and he's a workhorse.
There was that in that first fight with Alexander. If there was Alexander and Islam fought, if there was a 6th round, I think for sure Alexander would have finished him. There was
Yeah,
Islam had him in a rear naked choke on his back, and Alexander had slid down. And I don't remember what he was doing, but he started. I'd never seen it before, and I watched the fights every Saturday for the last 7 or 8, 9 years. And Alexander's beating the fuck out of him from the rear
yeah,
naked choke.
yeah.
It was
That
crazy.
was crazy. That was a crazy fight. That was a crazy fight. And Volk's quite a lot smaller than Islam, and he put up such a good fight against him.
Yeah,
One
he
of
came up a
the
weight class. He came up a weight class to get him.
Yeah, he put one of the best, probably one of the best fights against Islam we've seen in the UFC. So definitely
So
take a lot of motivation from that for sure.
yeah, how many have you watched that fight repeatedly?
Yeah, I've watched it a few times. I feel like Volk had real good game plan. He did so well just to like stifle Islam's biggest weapon, which is the grappling.
The conventional wisdom would be that if he can't take you down, he's in big trouble.
Yeah, that's what I believe. So I believe I'm a better striker. Feel like I've got smoother movement. I'm more vicious striker. So I think on the feet I have the advantage. But I think I'll surprise him grappling. I really do. I think he's going to. I think we'll get into grappling exchanges. I believe I'm going to get back to my feet. Or at least I think he's going to be working harder than me in the grappling exchanges.
When you saw the Duplessis fight, were you tripping?
Well, yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Kamzat is he's a strong motherfucker for
Yes.
sure. To be able to do that to Drickus, haven't seen anyone do, and I doubt anybody else in the world could probably do that to Drickus. So, props to Kamzat.
And so when you see that, does that get in your head at all? Are you like, oh fuck, like because Hamzat and Islam are considered like the best wrestlers in the game. Are you like, that cannot fucking happen to me? Like, do you see
Yeah,
that
for
and
sure.
you're like, hey Craig, I need you better not
Yeah,
you better give me the skills
yeah,
not for that shit not to happen to me.
100%. That would be terrible. That'd be a terrible feeling just to be manhandled like that for 25 minutes,
And
crucifixed multiple times. So yeah, that's definitely. I'm going to be working hard to make sure that doesn't happen to me. 100%.
Jack, is there a team leader? So a fight like this goes down. How does this work? Does someone pull out a piece of paper and is like, Vickers is like, okay, Craig, you need to watch all of the Islam tape and see his three, most prominent ways of taking people down and find the holes in them and help Jack get up. Who's your do you have a boxing coach?
Nah, mainly Ben Vickers and my brother,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
So then Ben and Josh will be like, okay, we're going to study his striking and we're going to find out his movement patterns. Okay, we'll be back in a week. And we'll present our plan. Like, are they doing that with you, or is there a plan like that? Like, how does it work at this level when you go into
Yeah,
a
pretty
fight?
much. Yeah, that is how it goes. Since we thought we were going to watching Islam, the boys, Ryan Gray, Josh, my brother, and then Ben Vickers, they're always watching Islam fights, and we don't really write it down as such, but they basically come to me pretty much every session. They pretty much just talk to me about what we think is going to be what he does, what he sort of tends to do, and what we think is going to be their best attacks and Beth's method to it. And then the grappling, yeah, just looking at his strongest positions and what we think we need to do. So yeah, there's a lot of that, but we don't really write it down and sit in the room and do that. It's more just verbal, and then our trainings are based around what we think we need to do.
Really, Ben doesn't have like a clipboard, and it's like, okay, these are the Craig, these are the three takedowns you said that he does the most often. Let's work on the defense. It's not like that.
Nah, not necessarily. Not
It's more
necessarily. I
it's
mean,
more
before
casual.
the session, we'll write down a few, yeah, more casual. But I mean, at the start of a couple of sessions a week, we'll write down a couple of positions and we'll go over that. But yeah, it's more casual than that, to be honest.
Wow. I was tripping on that. I'm like, who makes the game plan? Because it's got to be. I'm assuming a good eye can watch his fights and be like, this is what this guy does.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. I feel like the coach, like those guys know what they're looking for, and I think we've discussed a good game plan. I think we know what we need to do. I know where his strengths are. He's a good, well-rounded fighter, and even his just like mentality. We've looked at like how like his mentality in the fights and what we think is like what he's going for and what his best options are. But yeah, we're setting up a good game plan. And now it's just a matter of putting ourselves in those like bad positions and just repetitively getting out of them, and then also implementing our game plan repetitively over the next 10 weeks, pretty much.
Of all your fights, does one stand out where you're like, holy shit, we did the exact game plan and it worked out?
I mean, the
But
last fight, that was
that was the
yeah,
plan. That's how you guys
that
saw
was
it.
the plan, Yeah, a lot of footwork, staying off the center line. Yeah, that was a pretty strong game plan. The game plan, when I fought Randy Brown, big guy, he was a tall guy. I fought him in Perth. It's one of my first couple of fights. He was a really long guy, one of the longer. He's almost like 6'4", which is
He
huge
looked
for a
huge.
welterweight.
Yeah, he looked
Huge.
huge next to you.
So we sort of, that fight we stuck to a pretty strong game plan. Kick the legs, try and corral him, put him up against the cage a few times, and then really just attack, and that worked out pretty well.
Did you imagine that you submitted him, right?
Submitted him, yeah, dropped him, and then jumped on the back.
And-
I was thinking. I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to take him out. You know, we had a good game plan to try to push him up against the cage, and then as he exited, try and attack him. So I thought I would get him, hurt him at some point. But yeah, just obviously when someone presents the back, had to jump on it. You know, it was too easy.
and the something I don't hear anyone talk about when they talk about you, but is very clear if you watch all your fights, is also you have a very dangerous knee that seems to just show up out of nowhere. You have no problem just bringing a knee up.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of guys are trying to shoot takedowns on me, so I feel like the knee's a good weapon. You know, because it comes straight from the ground up, basically below the hip, straight up the middle. It's a good. It's a weapon I've been using on for against wrestlers. I've always thought it's a solid weapon. So I've been adding that. Over the years I've tried to, but yeah, I've only just started sort of to land these. I just sort of but I've been working on them for a few years.
The one that hit Bilal, I can't believe he didn't. That didn't put. I can't believe he didn't go to sleep. That was really
Yeah.
crazy. The beating you gave him.
Yeah, I definitely think that knee was the one that broke his orbital. You know, it landed right on the eye socket. Yeah, he was tough. You know, tough. Tough
He didn't want to lose.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you keep any relationship is so hard, can be so hard to keep, you know, just relationships in general. How do
Yeah.
you, I was thinking about your coach, Ben. Is there a secret you have to keeping that relationship? You know how like little stories can build, like you're with someone for 8 years and then they show up late 3 days in a row and then you'll start building a little story like what the fuck, or this person's changed or they're not working hard enough. How have you kept, how
Yeah,
many
it
years have
is
you guys been together since you've been
a
15?
long time. 15, so it's almost like 10, 12, 12, 13 years we've been
Yeah, that's like relationship
together.
expert status. Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
just been in your business for 12 or 13 years.
Yeah, he has. 100%. Yeah, it's pretty wild, you know. It's pretty wild that we've kept it going, you know, especially for like a coach student sort of role.
Yeah.
We haven't really not seen like we haven't really had many issues ever, to be honest, if ever. I think we just click well, you know. I really trust him, trust that he's got my full best intentions, you know. And then but he doesn't put, he's like almost like the perfect me. He doesn't put too much pressure, you know. I feel like sometimes students and coaches may lose that gel because the coach is just putting too much pressure, and then it just becomes too much for the student, and then they just can't handle it anymore. But he pushes me super hard, and there is times where obviously having that relationship, like it's hard because he's trying to push you, and then I'm tired, and then he's just trying to push you. But he's always sort of not he hasn't too much pressure, you know, and he's just always like giving me belief in myself, and then. But he's not the sort of coach that's just going to grind me down to nothing and then I'm just done. He trusts me when like I tell him I'm tired. He's happy to like take the chains off, let me relax a little bit. So yeah, I think we've just gelled, you know, which has been obviously instrumental in a career, just to have one coach the whole time that knows me better than in terms of an athlete, he knows me as good as anyone. So yeah, it's been pretty
It is.
special. I don't have a secret though. It's just sort of, I think we're just a good mix, you know.
Have you always been good at relationships? The thing you said in there that caught my attention was just the trust, that even if you feel like he's pushing you too hard, you have like a place inside of you that's like, hey, this guy actually has my best intentions in mind. So like I can't, like I got to keep him on
Yeah,
the team. You know what I mean? I got to keep him around
yeah,
me.
yeah, 100%, 100%. He knows how to push me harder. Like, he knows we both, a lot of trust, you know.
When you bring someone like Craig in, does that how does that work? That trust, how does that build up? Like, how long have you known him now?
Probably known Craig for like before the Gilbert Burns fight, so maybe like going on, when was that, March last year? Yeah, I think that was it. Maybe like last year, so probably not even 2 years.
In is that weird bringing a new person into a camp? Like, are there power struggles? Are there like does it change the
I mean, it could
dynamic?
be weird, but Craig's super chill, you know. Craig's super chilled. He's been in an MMA camp with the Volk before. He's just sort of happy to help, and he doesn't come in and think he's the head coach, and he doesn't come in and try and change anything. He's got like he's a chill, like he just listens to Ben, listens to the game plan, and then he just adds what he can. He's not trying to take control over anything. He's just there. I trust him as well. I feel like he's got my complete best intentions. You know, he wants me to win. He wants to, I guess, he obviously, I feel like there's pressure on him because he's coming in again, and he doesn't want me to get stuffed in the grappling. So I feel like he obviously wants me to do well. So it also shows that his coaching is working.
Right.
But yeah, he's not like a big ego guy, you know. He's not going to come in and try and take control of anything. He really just comes in and just sits on the sidelines, and when Ben, if we need something from him, he pretty much jumps in at that point. So it works. It's a good relationship, you know.
He's Australian.
He's Australian, yeah.
Are there any non-Australians in your camp?
I mean, nah. Not all of them. Nah, everyone is from. I mean, Ben's from London originally, but I was now Australian. All the guys pretty much in my camp are guys I've known since. Pretty much the guys in my corner, and my training partners, have pretty much grown up here. Pretty much been at the same gym. Craig's really the only outsider we've ever bring in, and he's Australian.
And so he fits in culturally, like in terms of mood, jokes. Because I know it's a unique culture. You know, you guys are a little less uptight. The boys are less uptight than the American boys. American boys are way more uptight than you guys.
I would say that for sure. For sure, you know. And then Craig fits into that perfectly. So it's like he's just very similar to us, you know, laid back.
He likes to have fun. It
He likes to
always
have
seems like
fun,
all the Australians I've ever known, they like there's a fun component no matter what they're doing. You could be hitting them with a stick, and there's still like a fun component to it. Like you guys just know how to have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's how our relationship, Ben, and my relationship is still going, because we still have fun. We enjoy what we do. We don't take it like where it's very serious. It's a serious sport, but we also don't take it too seriously. You know, we know we both know it's a pretty crazy, kind of stupid when you think about it, but very serious.
Go into a ring and try to kill another dude in front of the world. Yeah,
it's kind of has its. It's very serious, but then it's also you've got to have fun doing it. Otherwise, it's just going to be pretty intense if you don't have fun.
How does it work? You beat Shavkat pulls out of the fight with Bilal, and then you're just hanging out, and someone calls you and says, "You want to fight Bilal for the championship?"
Well, I was meant to be fighting Leon Edwards. I was meant to be fighting Leon Edwards in March. Bilal and Shavkat was scheduled for like April, but then pretty much got told that Shavkat had pulled out of the fight, and it wasn't told immediately that I'd be in the fight, but basically they said things were probably going to move around a bit. So I don't know whether that meant maybe they put Leon in to fight Bilal for the rematch. But then not too long after, they said no, they're gonna give me the title shot. So then I just sat on it for a week, and then pretty much a week later they said, yeah, it's on. You've locked in. You've got the title fight.
And are you just ecstatic, or is any part of you hesitant? You're like, no, I need 2 more fights before I fight for the title.
Nah, I was ecstatic, you know. I was ecstatic because I knew I could beat Bilal. You know, I'm better than him. I've got better striking. I feel like I can stop the wrestling. So I was like, yeah. I pretty much, when they told me that, I was like, this is my opportunity. I'm going to become a world champion. Like, it's done. I've pretty much, when they said you've got the fight, I felt like they pretty much just said you're the new world champion. That's how I felt. I felt on top of the world. I was like, this is my time. But then also understood it was time to put the work in. You know, I could leave no stone unturned, because I had to come in on May like the best I've ever been.
Yeah, Bilal will never fight another fight like that. Like you will fight other fights like that. There's no fucking way he ever shows up like that again. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think so. I mean, he's great, but he really, I mean, he came with his A game.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He
it was,
did.
yeah,
He
it
put it
was,
all on the line, you know. He copped a
yeah.
beating and stayed in there.
Are you doing more? I know you're only 28, right?
Yep, 28, 29 in next week. Yeah, 29
Are you
next
still,
week.
is your body still developing too at that age? I know your back looked stronger than ever in that fight. I noticed with Bilal also. Like you look like from the back, like you look like you're getting wings and shit. Like you've been doing pull-ups and stuff.
Yeah, we actually did. Like after the Gilbert Burns fight, broken arm, like pretty much did get into more of like I'd never really focused heavily on strength and conditioning, but after the Gilbert Burns fight became more of like something that I worked pretty hard on, you know. A lot of pull-ups, deadlifts, that sort of thing. So I reckon just doing that, I feel like my body got stronger from that. Say like made the arms stronger. So I
And
think so. I still feel like I'm building into my prime, you know. I still feel like I'm getting stronger every day.
yeah, if you look at your fights 15 years ago, you're a skinny little guy out there, tall, skinny
Yeah.
guy, and then now you're not looking like that anymore. I mean, you're looking more. You're starting to look like, holy shit, this is like a refined professional athlete.
Yeah, for sure. I've been trying,
Like
yeah.
your physique, not your
Yeah.
work or your movements, but just your physique.
But just the visit, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely put a little bit more of an emphasis on like strength and conditioning since breaking my arm and having like a bad injury. I thought I need to get a bit more conditioned, you know, build a bit more strength, bit more bone density. So that's what I've been working on.
Do you have the same outlook with Islam also? I think he is the pound for pound number one fighter in the UFC. Whether he's that in their rankings, I think most people think that.
Yeah.
I think the only person who doesn't think that is Dana, and I understand. Like John Jones is amazing.
Yeah.
Do you still see that when you see him? Are you like, yep, I'm gonna defend the title?
I believe I am, you know. It's a tough fight. Like I've got to put the work in and show up, you know. That's what it comes down to is on the night, showing up in tip top shape. With not like I feel like I've got nothing to lose, you know. Or even though I have got my world title to lose, I don't feel like I've got anything to lose. I feel like he's the one that's got everything to lose. He's got that pound for pound ranking, but I feel like I've got the skills. I feel like I'm going to be the bigger. I feel like I'm going to be the bigger fighter, stronger. I feel like I can take him out. I truly do. I feel like I've got the skills, and I feel like it's my time. You know.
Um, when you stuff him the first 3 times he tries to take you down, or you get up, do you think he has a plan B?
I don't. No, I don't think so. I think he's like his A game is like holding people down. You know, holding people down,
Yeah.
beating them up, breaking them, and then finishing them. So like. I think he'll be stunned, you know, when I get up. Even after the first round, when he realizes that I'm not going to stay down, he's going to have to work extremely hard to hold me down. I think he'll start to realize, and I think come the second round, you know, when I get back to my feet and then start stinging him, I reckon he's going to realize then he's in for it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like he will be the one that breaks, you know. That's how I
Yeah.
see it going down. I feel like I'm going to break him, you know. He's not going to be able to hold me down like he has these other people, and I'm not going to quit.
This is going to be a monster event. It is truly. I think that I feel like you've been flying I don't know how, but it just happens to some fighters. You've just been kind of flying under the radar, right? The win against
Yeah.
Holland, great striker, really erratic. Gilbert
Yeah.
Burns, one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the space, and now Bilal against one of the best wrestlers. And now they have to bring someone from outside the division who's, maybe a better wrestler. You feel like you've been flying under the radar? Because I'm telling you, when you beat
Yeah.
this guy, shit's going to get weird for you. Like you're going to like
Yeah.
erase my name out of your phone and shit. Like it's going to get weird.
Yeah, I feel like I have been flying under the radar. I'm not like a big talker, you know. I don't jump on social media and parade around too much. I just try and let my actions do the talking, you know. That's sort of the way I go about things. So I'm happy flying under the radar, taking out Islam and then getting back home is what I'm looking forward to do.
Getting back home.
Yeah, I'll spend a bit of time in the US. I like the US, to be honest. I really do. So we'll probably do after New York. We'll probably go do something in the US while we're over there. I don't know what would be cool at that point.
It's in
There's
November.
some snow, maybe. Do you think there'll be snow around? I reckon they'll go
Yes.
snowboarding somewhere.
Yes, tons. Wyoming, Northern
Oh, yeah.
California. But hey, it'll still be sunny in Southern California too. But yeah, if you want to
Yes.
go to the snow, Jackson Hole would be amazing.
Jackson Hole. Where's that? Is that
It's in Wyoming. It's like towards it's probably like a 3 or 4 hour flight
out of
from
here?
it's at Madison Square Garden, your fight, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Holy shit, dude.
yeah. Big arena. One of
Oh my
the
god.
greats, you know. Never. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't think
Wow.
a boy from Perth headlining MSG is a big one for our little city. So I'm excited, you know, represent the Australians on one of the biggest, one of the most prestigious indoor arenas in the world.
Yeah, if not the most. And New York City is
Not
going
the
to be
most.
yeah, New York City is going to be buzzing. It's beautiful in November there too. It's going to be all the lights will be up for Christmas. It's going to be beautiful there. Have you been
I
to New
can't
York
wait.
before?
First time after Montreal when I fought in May, we went over. That was the first time I've been. Spent like 4 days in New York.
In New
Stayed in
York City?
Brooklyn. We
Yeah.
stayed in Brooklyn in like Williamsburg, which is pretty sick. But
Yeah.
we cruised around. We went into Manhattan and checked out the area. It's a crazy place. Eh?
It's cool. It's really
It's cool,
cool.
right? Yeah, I find it really cool.
It's
So
the
I'm excited
concrete
to get back
jungle.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and you have two boys now?
Boy and a girl.
And the girl's the younger one?
Yeah, she's 1 years old, basically.
And this is the boy.
That's the boy, Franco.
And how old is he?
He's 3. He was 3 in July, so 3, yeah.
And how's that going? Are you enjoying that?
Yeah, it's been great. It's really cool, you know. It's crazy watching, like, seems like not that long ago, they're just like a little baby and but now he's a little boy, you know, he's chatting. He has his own personality. It's pretty wild. But yeah, loving it. It's been great.
Grandparents involved? You see your mom and dad involved around?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're loving it as well, you know. Great kids.
And does Franco love Uncle Josh?
Yeah, yeah. My brother Josh, Uncle Josh has 3 kids as well, so loves his he's got cousins, he loves them, and
Are you
they're
gonna
all
have
together. So.
are you gonna have a third?
Yeah, I think probably, yeah, most likely, I believe. Most
Hey, dude,
likely.
you can't have too many kids if you have the resources.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's 100%.
Um,
They bring a lot of happiness, right? And so
don't
much
you?
joy, like it's
Yeah.
just
Don't you
so how
love
could
seeing how
you
your
not?
mom lights up when she sees them?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it must also be trippy when you become a grandparent as well. I guess that's like you're a pet, you get the best part, you know, you get the kids for like bit of time, you watch them grow up, but then you also get your like they're not actually your own kids, so it's pretty special as well.
But right before the podcast, I walked through the house and I have 2 8-year-olds and a 10-year-old, and they were just hanging out with my mom in the jiu-jitsu room. And I just walked by and my mom's just glowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's
just,
it.
and it just makes me so happy that she's happy.
Do your kids still do jujitsu?
So yeah, we got a big
Yeah.
tournament. Yeah, this
Oh yeah,
weekend,
nice.
jiu-jitsu,
That's sick.
striking. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a house full of fighting. It's really cool. Like
That's
and 3 brothers that love each other to death. And just like you just always were nipping at Josh, they're always going after the big brother.
yeah,
And
that's sick.
he's way too nice to him. He's way too nice.
Does it get you nervous watching them compete?
Yeah, very.
Yeah. Yeah, it must
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I was actually thinking about that watching your mom. I don't know how your mom does it. I don't know how your wife does it. Like every time I go to a jiu-jitsu tournament, I kind of want to, like, I feel like I'm going to throw up a little bit right when it starts.
Yeah,
Then I
true.
kind of settle down a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you fight a lot as a kid, like in tournaments, organized fighting?
Nah, not really,
No,
not
no.
much at all. Not much at all. I did a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments when I got into jiu-jitsu, of those like late teen years, but then couple of amateur MMA fights, but then pretty much just got straight into competing mixed martial arts. Pretty much like from I think I was the age of like 6 to like 15. I played rugby pretty much like every weekend.
Mm.
So I wasn't doing any martial arts at the younger age. Just sport rugby.
Hey, do you remember the first person who believed in you and that belief transferred to you? Do you know what I mean by that? Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people in your life believe in you, but all of a sudden this one person believes in you and you're like, oh shit, that just fucking rocked me. Like, they convinced me I am that person.
Yeah, in terms of martial arts, I believe in competing
Yeah.
in martial arts.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, probably like Ryan Gray. He's another guy in my corner. He's been, he's always in my corner. He's been at the at Scrappy since I first came. When I first came to Scrappy, he was fighting like professionally around Australia, and Ben was his coach. So he was sort of like team leader, and now he's sort of finished his competitive career, and now he's head coach at Scrappy. But yeah, he was probably the first guy that really, like, he always used to, believed in me. You know, he'd always tell me you can be a world champion, and yeah, that he's sort of he's someone that definitely was that sort of set me on the path, I believe.
Was there a
Made me
moment?
believe it myself. Nah, not really one moment in particular.
There wasn't like
Like,
one day you're coming out of the bathroom and he goes, hey, good job today, champ. And then it just stuck. And as you walked out to your car, you were like, oh shit.
I don't know, not that I can remember.
Yeah.
Not that I
Yeah.
can remember. Just from looking back, it's just like a lot of years, like those early years, just really like a lot of belief that made me believe, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Did you any other places in your life that belief like manifested, like when the first time you saw Michelle and that you believe she'd be your wife someday, or like anything like that where you've seen that before, where you're like, hey, you believe something and then later on it happens?
Oh, nah, not that I can nah, not really. I mean, when I like, just out becoming a world champion, I believe that. I wrote, like, I think I was like 19 years old, and I went to Thailand for like a month. And like I was pretty, I remember I was like writing in a book, and I like wrote it down. I wrote down, I'll become a world champion, you know. And then I just like kept the book but never read it. But since writing it down, I always I always believed I would. Just had that belief, had that drive. Just wanted to prove myself right.
Yeah, it's wild. Are you the first person in your gym to go to the UFC?
Yeah, first person in the gym to go to the UFC. There'll be more though. They'll come through. They'll come
They
through for sure.
Oh, and what makes you think that? Just because you're sparring with these guys and you're like, yep, this guy got it.
Yeah, basically, seeing the work they put in, just sparring with them, you know, like I've always thought like anybody can win on any given night, and then like I know like doing rounds with these people, I'm like, yeah, these people can absolutely compete at the best, you know, because then they can give me days where they're getting ahead, you know, so like how could they not get into the UFC? I'm the world champion, and then they have days where they get ahead on me, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, and it's kind of crazy, right? With Whitaker, Volkanovski, Israel, Dan Hooker, like they're like Australia's like making a name.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of
Kai, is it? And
For,
Kai Kara France is from there too. Is he from
he's
Australia?
from New Zealand. Like
Okay.
Israel, Dan Hooker, and Kai, they're all from New Zealand,
Okay.
but small. Yeah, New Zealand as well. That's a small capital, like small number of people, but they're like right up there. You know, I don't know what this region seems to make good fighters. I don't know what it is. I think it's just competitive. It's a pretty sport orientated place.
Hey, I'm gonna pull up this list. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but I'm gonna pull up this list of the division rankings. You ever go to this page and you're like, oh shit, there I am.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at
Yeah,
those guys you're between, Hamzat and Ilya.
yeah, they're both great.
Um,
Maybe I'll fight one of them one day.
well, you're definitely gonna fight some of the guys on this list here.
Yeah.
Uh, um, Sean Brady, do you think about fighting these guys? Like when I think of weird fights that would be weird to see you fight, the one that comes to mind most is Ian Machado. I always
Oh
think,
yeah.
oh shit, what would happen in that fight, like with that weird style of his?
Yeah, I think we'll cross paths one day for sure. I can see myself fighting Sean Brady, Shavkat, Ian Gary. I think I'll fight those guys. Absolutely, you know.
But someone like Ian, or someone like Ian, it's like, hey, this whole thing is going to be on the feet. Would you? But would you take someone like that down, like Ian Gary?
No, I think I could. I think I would be able to outstrike him. You know, I don't think I would need to.
Even with that weird style of his, where he's going to be
I
running from
reckon.
you the whole fight and staying away from you.
Yeah, I think I could track him down. You know, slowly, methodically track him down and put a beating on him.
and then this guy Joaquin Buckley seems supremely confident, like he could just kill anybody.
Yeah, he's powerful. He's like super powerful. You have to be switched on fighting someone like that. Unorthodox and powerful when he puts a lot into his shots. But I think technically I'd outstrike him, and I think his aggression against me would work against him. You know, I think I'd counter him, and he puts a lot of weight behind his shots. So like, I think if I clip him when he's putting his weight in there, good counter shot, I think I could put him down.
And Carlos Prates is all the hype. You know, him and the other guy in the 205, what's his name? Fluffy Hernandez.
Yeah,
Him and Fluffy are just like show up in the
yeah.
ring and just go bonkers.
100%. Yeah, someone like Carlos, you know, he's had so many Muay Thai fights. He's just super comfortable in there, you know, flowing. I think he's got nice striking, flows nicely. I can see us fighting one day. I think I can beat him.
You know what would have been a cool fight? I don't know if you'll ever meet him, but you and Daniel Rodriguez would have been an interesting fight. He likes to just
Oh,
stand out there.
D-Roy.
Yeah,
D-Roy. Yeah.
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
watching him fight.
Yeah, I thought we were going to cross paths at some point when I was coming in up the UFC. But yeah, but he's doing his thing. He's up. I think he won his last fight, from what I recall.
No, I think
Who did he fight? He fought an older guy, didn't he? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Let me look real quick. Daniel Rod. He went missing for a while. He showed up on the scene and he was just it was absolute pleasure to watch him fight. I mean, because he would
Yeah,
just box like a mofo. And then
yeah.
he's 20-5. Oh, he did win his last fight. He won his last 3 fights. He beat Kevin Holland.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
And he
that's
lost
the right
against
thing.
Gastelum and Machado before that.
Yeah,
And then he won 3 fights in a row. Santiago, Alex Morono, and Kevin Holland. Okay.
yeah. No, that's good. That's a good set of wins he's had.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And what about when you fought Kevin Holland? Was he a chatterbox in there with you?
Yeah, he was chatting. He was chatting heaps, which is funny, pretty interesting. But
What's he say? Is he making fun of your nose, or is he like,
Nah, he was
no?
actually saying like nice stuff. He was like, it wasn't like talking shit. He was actually just saying, I think I recall a couple of things he said. He was like, I like your style. And then another time he said, next time you're in the US, we should spar, sort of thing.
While you're
And
in
I
the
was
ring fighting him.
while we're in the ring, yeah. And I already said that to him. He said like, we should spar. And I was like, I'm in the ring right now. Like,
Oh
yeah.
shit.
There's like a clip, I think, like he was like, we should spar next time in the US. And then I said, yeah, I'm here right now. And then I hit him with like a 4-punch combo.
That's awesome. I didn't hear that. But I always wonder, what is he saying in there?
Yeah, he just says random stuff. It's not always like he not once like said anything bad. It was all like nice stuff. So it's kind of funny, you know. And it was a weird one because it sort of made me like almost like him, you know. I was like, this
Right.
guy's pretty like as you're fighting him. So I don't know if he does it so you take out the sting and like maybe he didn't want to talk shit because then like it'd fire me up sort of thing. So
Right.
it was an interesting one.
Did you and Bilal talk at all in the ring? Is there always talking in
Nah,
every
nothing.
fight? No,
Nah, I
nothing.
didn't nothing. Really said nothing to him. To be honest, never. Not even after the fight said much to him. So yeah, that's all. I haven't really said anything to Bilal.
It was just like
It,
after the fight, they raise your hand, you give him
yeah,
a
I
fist
tried
bump.
to go up to him and give him props, but he didn't give me any props. So I was just whatever,
Oh,
whatever, dude.
interesting.
I was like, enjoy the hospital.
Because that is what, yeah, I guess that is what I take him. He was pretty vocal. The people are saying, you know, when you hear about that fight, they're like Bilal, you know, single handedly promoted the fight. That's how it's talked about. But he was pretty vocal, talking shit.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah, he
keep
was
track
good.
of that? Do you watch Islam videos? I mean, there's so much shit
Nah,
out there with him and like nothing with
nah.
you.
I
No.
tend not to watch anything outside of his fighting. I don't really watch much about him. But
And,
yeah,
his managers and his team are good at talking shit too.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, his manager he's pretty active on like social media and talks a lot of shit. Seems pretty annoying.
The fight is November 15th. Does that mean your camp has started?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're pretty much into it, you know. Set the game plan. We just work like trying to yeah, it's just about peaking at the right time. So we're just picking it up. Just slowly picking it up, getting the rounds in, repetitively working on getting out of certain positions.
Did you have any issues fighting him? Like when they're like, "Hey, you're gonna fight this guy coming that's not even ranked in your division, but he's the pound for pound best fighter." Are you like, "Oh, come on, what the fuck? Let me fight Ian or someone."
Nah, not really. I think everyone like I think he's the pound for pound. He's like the number one guy, you know. So even I think everyone in, I don't even think many people in the division had much issue with it, you know. Even the guys that are like next in line, I don't think any of those guys are saying how this is so uncalled for. I think everyone sort of respects what he's done. The workload he's put in is pretty respectful, second to none really. So I think everyone's giving him the props and yeah, I thought it was deserved, you know. I don't like when champions sort of step up without. I like when a champion goes up to the next division, but I think they need to sort of clear out some of the contenders. I feel like Islam has pretty much done that. The only question mark in is the Ilya Taporia fight. Could see
I,
him and Ilya at lightweight being a pretty good fight, but I think
you
he's
do
going.
think
I think
that you
after
think
this
that
fight
would be a
he'll
good
go back
fight?
down.
You think that would be a good fight between him? Oh, you think Islam after this is going to go down? He's going to be like, "Oh, I don't want to fuck with the welterweights."
That I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
I think
I
he's
wonder
going.
why they stripped him of his title.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think from what I don't really know why. What I've heard, I think that they want to move away from letting people go up, fight the next division, and holding on to their belt. So I think if you go like now, I think it's sort of set. If you go up, you vacate your belt, but you never know. I think they make rules for different people. I think the right person, I think they'll let go up, keep their belt, but
Um,
obviously no, they weren't having it.
do you think do you think he beats Ilya if they fight?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I think so. I think like his sort of style, being the bigger man, would really play into his. You'd think would like he's quite a lot bigger than Taporia, so I think his style would someone that's he's like obviously going to try and grab him, hold him down. I think he has a big advantage being the bigger man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Although Ilya has done some crazy shit on the ground. I think he
Yeah,
fought
that is true.
What he did to
Yeah,
Bryce Mitchell was kind of crazy, but I also think Islam might slaughter Topuria too. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he just went in there and slaughtered him.
yeah. Taporia does have heavy hands, you know, and he is no slouch on the feet. So it'd be an interesting fight to see. I think a lot of people want to see that fight.
Yeah, I want to see this one. Hey, this is it's kind of interesting. Do you ever think that this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity for you? Like you get to fight the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
Yeah, for sure. Regardless of what happens in this fight, he'll go down as one of the greats
I
for
I do
sure.
I do think that you have really fucked up the mindset of the UFC community, because I think people thought probably before the Bilal fight that if you beat Bilal, that Islam would beat you, and I think the tide is swayed. I think it was
Yeah,
like, oh shit, because you just go back and look what you did to Holland, Burns, and Bilal, and now you're like, hey, there was no accident in any of those fights. Like this guy fucking murdered those guys. So I think
yeah,
probably, you know what I mean? I think he thought, hey, this is a good time to go up there and maybe get the belt. And I think probably he's going to realize very quickly he bit off more than he can chew.
that's how I see it's going down. But you got
Yeah.
to respect him. He's taking the challenge. It's a big
Yeah,
challenge.
totally.
Not many
Totally.
people who've had multiple belt, like two belts in two separate weight classes. So you got to respect it.
I was looking at some stats and it says you have 1.64 knockdowns average per 15 minutes. Fourth all time as a welterweight, six all time, 6.62 strikes landed per minute, third all time in welterweight, and then a 70% takedown defense. Like
Nice.
he's got to see that shit and be like, uh-oh.
Yes, he does. He knows he's in for it.
Hey, do you wear? Are you gonna? Do you wear deodorant when you go in the ring, Jack?
uh, yeah, I'd say so.
But you take a stick. There's a stick in the bag. I
Yeah,
just okay. All right, that disappoints me a little bit. I was hoping you just raw dogged it.
maybe this time is a raw dog.
Yeah,
It'll
just
be
raw dog
sticky.
it. Because think of this way, it's good to be sweaty, right? So you want to be slippery.
Yep.
Yeah, you sure as fuck don't want to put any antiperspirant on and reduce the amount of
Yeah.
sweat.
Yeah. True.
All right, that's the only bit of fight.
Yeah.
That's the only bit of fight advice I have for you.
Get extra slippery.
Hey, I really appreciate you coming on.
No, you're the
Um,
man, Savant. It's always good to chat to you.
yeah, there were people when I first started this podcast and I started having UFC fighters on. They said, "Hey, he's never gonna have anyone good on," and to you guys, fuck you.
Yeah, that's right. But you started interviewing me before us. It was almost like Contender Series. You're on the bandwagon then, so
Dude, I
props
was
to you. Thanks
blown
for
away. I was blown away at your mental strength. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, you're the man.
All
It's
right,
always good
brother.
to chat, Savant.
Yes. And
Hopefully, I'll catch you in person soon.
yeah, if you hey, listen, if you
I,
I know people in the States who have resources. God, I hope soon as you knock him out, like 10 rich people call you and like come visit me. But if they don't, let me know. I know people who will put you up in nice places. So yeah, definitely stay
yes,
in touch.
yeah, for sure.
All right, brother, you're the man. Congrats on the kids. Congrats on the great relationship with Ben Vickers. Congrats on Craig Jones. Congrats on knocking out Bilal Muhammad. Congrats on having a beautiful wife and a beautiful mom. Keep living your dream.
You're the
Love you, dude.
man.
Love having you on.
Thanks, Savant. Cheers, brother.
All right,
Much
ciao.
love.
Yep,
Chat to you soon.
ciao. Woo! Get him, Jack. You still sweat when you wear deodorant. I don't, but antiperspirant, doesn't that reduce the amount of sweat that comes out of your armpits? Oh, yeah, that would have been interesting. I wonder if he does do that. Nair the body down before an event. Oh, I need a cigarette. Hey, how far has he come in interviewing also? Like how he's like he's like 10 times better than the first time I had him on. What a fucking stud. Love that guy. Yes, just your armpits, not the rest of your body. I know, but why? Like your arm, aren't your armpits like one of the high yielding, um, high yielding, sweating spots? All right, that was cool, and I mean it. Those of you who thought that we would never pass 15,000 subscribers, we'd never have good UFC fighters on. There we go. When when Jack beats Islam, it's going to be nuts for him. His whole shit's going to get it's going to be like to the moon. I mean, already as the UFC champ, it must be crazy, but it's going to get like beating Islam. Like Islam's like approaching like Khabib transcended the UFC. Islam's getting close, and when Jack beats him down, man. Oh, is that true? Your butthole produces the most sweat. Is that true? Huh. Anyway, Seema, did you finish your bath? Today I committed to flying out to the Crash Crucible. I think we got our Airbnb. John Young, Bill Grunler, Bryson Del Monte, Taylor Self. What a cool name, Taylor Self. They both have cool names. Bryson Del Monte, Taylor Self, and Matt Souza. I really don't want to go. I mean, I want to go because I want to see JR and Bill and John and Bryson and Taylor. I just don't want to go. I just don't want to leave my house. I don't want to leave my kids. Kill Taylor's been moved to Sunday. Saturday I will be at going to Stockton, California. The hood. Super hood. Boys, the huge jiu-jitsu tournament there. 30 kids in my kids, each of my kids' weight classes. Go over there. They'll put down an ass whooping. Come home. Crucible is September. I'm headed out there on the 15th, I think, to the 21st of, no, not September, of October. I really don't want to switch planes either. Oh, I got to tell those guys that. And where can we fly into so I don't have to switch planes? I really don't want to switch planes. Where can I fly into and not switch planes? I will drive. I watched the JFK, RFK Senate hearings today. Holy shit. Hey, it's really it's like fucking Instagram. It's just anytime this motherfucker talks, they just read into what he's saying or conflate ideas. It's crazy. Give us an example, Savon. Sure, I'd love to. He's talking with Elizabeth Warren and she's like, I thought you said you weren't going to cancel any vaccines. First of all, the COVID vaccine is not a vaccine, but that's another point. And he says, we're not canceling any vaccines. He goes, well, you're saying that the CDC is not recommending the COVID vaccine for people who are 6 months to 65 years old or whatever. And he goes, yeah, we're not. We haven't done any tests on it. She goes, well, I thought you weren't going to cancel it. He goes, it doesn't cancel it. You can still get the vaccine. And then she's like, well, it won't be free. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. You cannot. And the conflation there is the fact that whether it's available or whether it's free, the conversation is so squirrely. The conversation, people's conversations are so crazy that people don't want to have real conversations. You're gonna hate the South that time of year. I like the South. The only place like toothless women love me. I probably will bring a stick of deodorant or buy one. I didn't hear Bernie Sanders. It's crazy. I saw this thing basically that our society, what's happening is there's so many people in power who are over 65 And when you're over 65, like you have a proclivity to safety, an unhealthy slant towards being safe. Like they're like to the point where you're willing to give up your freedoms. And it's like, I buy it. Oh, swamp ass. Oh, speaking of swamp ass, I should probably save this story for a bigger show. But several months ago when I was at Syndicate Crown, I had this pimple. I had something on my nutsack that was hurting. I had a bump. And I was trying to play it cool. But of course, like I've never had a bump on my nutsack before. I'm 53 years old. So we're at Syndicate, and so I get home and it's still hurting, and it's getting more and more irritated. And it's been like, I don't know, like a month. So I go in the bathroom and I get my iPhone and I take a picture of it. And what's a carbuncle? Carbuncle? What a carbuncle is. Carbuncle. Carbuncle's deep, painful skin infection involves multiple hair follicles. Oh shit. Well, thanks for ruining my canker. What's a chanker? Oh, a canker? No, God, I hope it's not a canker. Chanker. Chancre, more commonly spelled chancre, refers to a painless genital ulcer. Ooh. Comes with syphilis. No, not that. Let's go back to carbuncle. So I take a picture of it and it looks like just like a pimple, but I can't really tell. It's not, I don't know. Maybe I took a bad picture. Maybe I should pull the picture up, but I basically, I can't tell. It just looks like skin irritation or something. So about a week ago, it's really starting to hurt, and it's like doubled in size now. Instead of being like the size of a BB, it's like 3 BBs. And I'm like, fuck, this thing really, it's like every like 20 minutes I'm feeling it. Like anything I do, it's like it's just hurts, stings. But it still feels just like a ingrown hair or something. So anyway, so I look at it and I take a picture, and it's like, yeah, clearly this is like a giant pimple or an ingrown hair. And then I don't know, 2 days ago it finally went away. It's just, I guess it popped or something. I haven't looked at it or taken a picture, but it's gone. So I don't have cancer or nothing. It just unless it was a cancer tumor and it popped, I don't know. But it looked like just a pimple, like ingrown hair. But I'd never had anything like that there. I'm assuming, I assume my theory was, and still is to this day, that it was something I got from just sitting so much, from sitting so much at Syndicate, from sitting so much at Syndicate. So, you know, maybe I'm going to get another one. Maybe I'm going to get another one at Crash Crucible. Because usually I'm up and moving. This is the most I sit all day, and I kind of sit with, yeah. So if I sit 2 hours a day on a podcast, I was sitting at Syndicate for hours. Tomorrow I have Tim Card on. Tim Cardon. Sounds like Tim Hardon. Tim Cardon. I have Tim Card. That's his name. Tim Card Photography coming on. I ran into him at the CrossFit Games this year, and he said, "Hey, I had cancer." And I was like, "No shit." And he's all, "I kicked its ass." I'm like, "No shit. Like, want to come on the show and tell the story?" He said, "Yeah, I'd love to." And he's a photographer, so I was like, "Fuck, I love a photographer." So Tim Card Photography, he'll be on. Good to hear a good victory. You want me to address some issues here? I want to address some issues. You want to talk about Laura Hor? I should go to bed. I should go inside. It's 10. I was going to bring up that post Greg Hiller made with Greg Glassman talking about Tommy and Shawnee and Laura Horvat. It deserves more attention. Didn't get my feelings on those. I kind of reacted to those a little bit in like with some inner dialogue. I think both Tommy and Shawnee are like really good broadcasters, like really, really good broadcasters. I think Tommy's exceptionally fucking knowledgeable and delivers his opinions that are palatable for big audiences. And I also think that about Sean. I should do it tomorrow. Okay. And I also don't have a problem with them. I also don't have a problem with on the job training. Like, so I don't have an, you know, like I know. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that, and I could go into that more, why Greg's angry and versus, just, I don't know. Part of me didn't like that post because there's no winners in it. Like, it hurts Tommy and Shawnee and it hurts Greg. I don't think it's in vogue to pick on Tommy or Shawnee anymore. And so I don't know. Just my feeling. Love Andrew. I can have some feelings, thoughts. And then the Laura Horvat thing, Andrew said something about her body being whack, and like, I'm not stupid. I understand why that wakes up the NPCs and they don't like it. Here you got this really fucking super attractive girl who is one of the fittest human beings who's ever walked on the planet. And her body looks different than a lot of her cohort. So Andrew says that. And I actually laughed when I read it. I think Laura's hot as fuck. It sucks. I think she's I think she photographs exceptionally well. I think she got supermodel face. But it upset a lot of people. And it's like, yo, you just have to know that their bodies are their sole, who's the guy in the wheelchair, the really smart guy who went to Oxford and he was a scientist. He wrote A Brief History in Time. I don't know if he's still alive. Stephen Hawking. So his body is whack. And his body has nothing to do with his performance. And on the exact opposite end, you have a CrossFit athlete where their entire body, everything, has to do with their body. What they eat, how they stand, the kind of chairs they sit in, how much they sleep, what movement patterns they do. I mean, it's everything. The vehicle for their success is their body. And so to be judged for your body when it's 100% of your, it seems, I wouldn't have said what Andrew said, even if I thought it or didn't think it. But to think that that's something far reaching or inappropriate, it's I get why you think that, but as soon as you put a little bit of logic to it, he died. Stephen Hawking died. Huh. Interesting. I went to his house one time and looked in the window of his front door. Once you put any once you get past your feelings and put any intellectual horsepower to it, it's don't be mad at Andrew. Just be no, I don't think her body's whack. I think she's hot. I'd like to set her up with my brother. I mean, you know what I mean? Because if you get defensive for, it's just not working. You're exposing your own pathologies. CrossFit Mommy. I feel like that's an unfair comment from him. Her body has to look that way to be competitive. I feel like that's an unfair comment. My point is, whether you think it's fair or not fair, of course, everyone's allowed to think what they want and express what they want. But in the bigger picture, to think that it's weird that someone's judging these people's bodies is batshit crazy. Because if this event were all done in burqas, no one would be watching it. Or if these people all had, if there was some dietary, if there was some weight limit on it, no one in the CrossFit Games could be over 120 pounds male and 92 pounds women. No one would be watching it. You know what I mean? I'm going to the higher picture of it, that like I understand as a CrossFit mommy, I understand like as a mom and as like someone like you wouldn't want to necessarily be judged like that, or you wouldn't want your 7-year-old to be judged like that. You wouldn't want the fucking gym teacher to tell your 13-year-old daughter who's on the swim team, yeah, your body's whack. But that's not what's happening here. That's my point. That's my point. And if you're on the internet, you have to know, you have to understand that if you're posting stuff on the internet, you have to know that you're begging to be judged. And there's no matter who or what you are, Jesus Christ himself could get on the internet and 95% of the people are going to hate him. People hated Bob Marley. I mean, what the fuck? So, I'm not disagreeing with you, but it's not a, it's not any different than if it's not any different than if Taylor Self got sunburnt and we were all like, yeah, dumbass, of course you got sunburnt. You're white as fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, it just, but I get it, how it would be a sensitive issue for a lot of people. Wow. Lindsay McKnight. Well, shit. What did I do to deserve that? You're supposed to be calling me a misogynist or something. The fuck? I don't get paid for bringing clarity to situations. So, and the thing is she has a very unique body relative to the rest of the field. What's it called? Anthro. What are like your measurements? Like, hey, dude, like, just think of the abuse that we rain down on Colton. And I get it. We're not, and that's the thing. We're not all created equal, right? We're all different. If it's okay for some reason, it's okay to make fun of Colton. I get it because of social norms and his personality, and he's a boy and he's a fucking stud, and like I get it. It's like making fun of me because I'm short. Like, I get it. It's like it shouldn't affect me anymore. I'm 53 and rich and have a beautiful wife and kids and friends. You know what I mean? And like my dick still gets hard and like I can breathe through both of my nostrils most of the time. Like, it would be stupid to get offended by someone calling me short now. I get it. I mean, I get the relativity of it all. I'm not defending. I'm not condoning or defending, but I'm sure as fuck not condemning. Just bringing rationale to the discussion. And the people who get upset and post the shit on the internet, they're really showing their own pathologies. Like, hey, if someone just wrote, "Hey, Andrew, that's not nice. That's someone's daughter." Like, that would resonate with me more. Than just saying shit like, "You're not allowed to talk about a woman's body." Like, give me a fucking break, man. That doesn't make any fucking sense. You're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about their bodies. That the whole show is around their bodies. Eat, sleep, movement patterns, cardiovascular capacity. Imagine walking into a mall naked, then being angry you got arrested. That's like posting on the internet and being offended when people comment. Yeah. Like, hey, dude, whether you know it or not, you're begging to be judged. Begging. Like, please judge me. Please, please. That's what you're doing. You're on one knee. Please judge me. Please go to Sevan Matossian at Sevan Matossian on Instagram and judge me. Thank you. And then controlling that judgment is just completely out of your control. And so also, if you're going to defend someone, be smart when you defend them, or else it only hurts them. You're saying dumb shit like you're not allowed to talk about people's bodies. It's like, Jesus Christ, move to China. Cheese and crackers, move to China. You want somewhere where there's that kind of censorship? Someone was like accusing Andrew of hate speech. For saying someone's body's whack? That's crazy. I don't even know what the fuck hate speech is. So what if it's hate? Like, okay, so it's hate speech. Okay. Now what? You want to make hate speech illegal? Yeah, you don't want people to judge. You don't want people to judge Laura in a way that you don't like, and yet you judge Andrew in a way that other people don't like. So let's vote and see who goes to jail, you or Andrew, because you did the same thing he did. I would vote for you to go to jail, and here's why. Even though I think that you have some valid points that if it wasn't nice, but anyone who wants to take away our freedom of speech in almost any capacity has to go. That's like we have to have freedom of speech over everything. We have to have that. It is like vital. No freedom of speech and civilization fucking collapses. Like we immediately end up being like China. Everyone's just fucking miserable. That's just all. Everyone's just a libtard. Everyone's like walking on eggshells around each other. Can't have that. All right. Made it to 90 minutes. Love you guys. Lindsay, thank you. Very sweet. I appreciate it. Say something nice to someone tonight. Love you guys. See you tomorrow morning. Great cancer survivor story. 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.